Chinese scientists are working to find the origins of a new COVID-19 cluster that's led to parts of the capital Beijing reimposing a lockdown. Authorities say the coronavirus strain found in dozens of confirmed cases this past week appears to have originated elsewhere.
The virus strain epidemic in the Beijing is different from it was 2 months ago. It clearly indicated the virus strain is a major epidemic strain in the European countries. So it is from outside of China brought to Beijing.
The government says the infections are linked to Xinfadi wholesale market that provides 80% of the capital's food. 8,000 workers from the market have been tested and 30,000 restaurants across the city disinfected. People living nearby have been sent to hospitals for testing. Almost 30 neighbourhoods have been locked down. People who recently visited the market have been told to self-isolate for 2 weeks. Municipal leaders say they are not taking any chances.
死亡9例，尚在观察的无症状感染者。
Since the epidemic occurred at Shifandi Wholesale Market on June the 11th, there have been 106 new confirmed domestically transmitted COVID-19 cases. The epidemic prevention and control of Beijing is in a severe situation.
The government has reactivated social distancing measures. Entertainment and sporting venues have been closed, and people are being encouraged to work from home. Long-distance buses leaving the city have been suspended. Beijing residents have been told not to travel. Those who do must undertake 2-week quarantine periods at their destination. The Xinfadi cluster has already reached 3 other Chinese provinces. The Chinese government says the next few days will be crucial. If the numbers remain stable, then authorities say the current measures will be enough to contain the outbreak. But a sharp increase will mean much stricter measures will be needed to prevent a possible second wave. Priyanka, Gupta, Al Jazeera.
Let's bring in John Nichols in Hong Kong. He's a clinical professor in pathology at the University of Hong Kong. We appreciate your time very much. Are these flare-ups to be expected?
Yeah, I think so. I think what we're seeing is that even in countries like China, which has gone 53 days or whatever without a new case, it's not surprising that when you have bordering with many countries, that there will be cases which will be coming in and which will cause these outbreaks. And yet again, it's occurring where you're getting lots of people coming together, and also in this case, another food market.
So is the way to stay on top of it just testing, 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 or is it more about how you lift restrictions?
Yeah, look, I think that what you say is very good, is that basically it is going to be the testing which is going to pick it up. And also I think that there's got to be a realization that it's going to be in these areas where you're getting lots of people together, that's going to be the hotspots. And so, which means that there's got to be far more rigorous attention to these types of hygiene which takes place in these large markets. The jury is a little bit out on where this virus has actually come from. Initially, people thought it could be imported salmon, but I haven't seen any hard evidence to indicate that this was the cause. But certainly, it does seem to be like with the Wuhan, it's from contaminated surfaces, leading to multiple people being infected. Now, about over 200,000 people have gone through this market, and so unlike Wuhan, I think the Chinese authorities are far more up to speed on things like the contact tracing. So I don't think that we'll see what we saw in Wuhan happening now.
So yes, so that is my question. Do you feel? How do you feel about what you're seeing? There may be blips along the way, but do you have any level of confidence that there won't be a huge second wave, or is it just really too hard to know?
Well, what we're seeing is that it's gone from 27 new cases today, and as with the previous news report indicated, is that the next couple of days, where you do all the rapid testing, will be indicating whether or not it's going to plateau off, or whether or not it's going to continue to spike and increase. But because now Beijing is far better at doing the testing and the isolation, I think that they'll be able to keep this one far more under control, rather than what happened before in late December.
All right, Mr. Nichols, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it.
That's right. Have a good evening.